What's going on, everybody? My name is Swanky. Welcome to the third episode in my replay analysis series. Alright, so we have a gold 3 game, I believe. You see me go for boost right off the kickoff. Just kind of hanging back, seeing what's going to happen with the ball. My teammate kind of gives up on possession there. I end up sending it back in their corner, trying to get a good dunk on them. Teammate tries for a pass. I'm just trying to keep it in their zone right here. I send the ball out to him. I bully my opponent, and we get the goal. Alright, so let's take a look at what's going on this side. So they do kind of a fake kickoff here. Not a bad touch there. He misses the ball, and he's probably going to go rotate behind his teammate here. Nice save by Luke. Okay, so right here, you see me much closer to the ball, but I'm kind of sideways. He was facing straight on the ball. If he would have just jumped up and challenged me, he would have got the ball over my head really easily. Instead, he kind of waits to the last second, and he misses the challenge. That's just an example of hesitation on his part, and he also could have just backed off and waited for me to hit the ball. Here, he wastes all of his boost just to grab more boost. It doesn't really take much time to get back to net by flipping, so he could have just flipped a couple times and then gotten a good position to make a save. And instead, you're going to watch him panic, trying to get back to net. And if you watch from my teammate put the ball, it's right in the center of the net. He didn't even really need all that boost. Alright, so grab and boost again off kickoff. I throw the ball as far as I can to the side there, that way nobody can get a dunk on me. I'm just going to try and pass this out to my teammate here. Good rotations by my teammate. I stop the ball, just trying to save some time so he can get back behind me. It's always a good idea to stall when you're out of position. Just rotating back to get boost, waiting for a clear. I throw the ball in an awkward spot for my opponent, and I try to get a follow-up hit, but it doesn't really work out. My teammate does a good job keeping the pressure up. I rotate back around and try and do the same thing. Try and go for a pass here, but it gets blocked. My teammate makes a bad touch here, but he recovers by throwing it to the side. I rotate back to corner to grab boost. My teammate gets a solid clear, which sets me up for a good opportunity to pass it to him. So I send it nice and high, but my teammate misses the shot. I'm just trying to keep it in their zone, trying to give him some time to recover. I realize that my teammate probably already rotated and got boost, so I give him a chance to make the play. I go up mid here just to see if he gets a good pass. I start to try and go for a challenge here, but I ended up backing off and just trying to be patient instead. Ends up working out. I get the ball in the corner, and I do this little trick here, rolling the ball up the wall where they're not expecting it. That's a nice little way to use the wall to your advantage. You're going to see a lot of hesitation coming from this guy. The ball goes into the corner, and he tries to make it clear, but he doesn't really commit to anything. He can see that his teammate is right behind him, so he should be cycling back around him. Instead, he just hangs out in this awkward dead zone where he can't make a touch, he can't save anything, and he doesn't get himself out of it. He just tries to make the best of it. He should be going back around. Instead, Ben tries to pick up his slack. He ends up hitting his teammate and almost own goaling. In situations like that, the best thing to do is rotate back, take a breather, and just try and back your teammate up as much as possible. My teammate tries to cheat up off the kickoff. Not a bad idea. My teammate tries for a shot there, and I rotate back around, grabbing mid boost. I see no one is challenging the ball, so I throw it into the corner. I try for a shot, but I don't see him waiting in the corner of the net. Right there, we lose a challenge. Almost ends up as a goal. I make a horrible judgment on where that ball is going to go. I get a decent clear out to the center. I'm going to try the same little tactic I used before, and it ends up working out. Just rolling the ball right up the wall. A lot of people at this rank won't expect you to do something like that. It's all about putting the ball where they're not going to expect you to hit it. So this guy tries for some crazy Kronovi shot, and he kind of fails there. Starts going back. Gets in a good position right there. but he should have committed to some kind of save there. He knew his teammate was behind him, so he had nothing to lose, really. Now, let's take a look at what was going on with his teammate. So his teammate gets a solid clear. Really knows how to hit the ball there, but he kind of rushes around a little bit. Tries to go for a shot. He's also trying some Kronovi shit. I noticed that he does rotate, and right here, I would have liked to see him go a little bit wider behind Luke. Knowing that he has whiffed on multiple occasions already, he shouldn't be trusting him at all. So this is a good way to compensate if your teammate isn't really having the best game. You should always be backing them up and making sure that if they miss, you'll be there to make the save. So what you can do instead is kind of rotate a little wider, right about where that X is, and you'll be in a much better angle to clear the ball out to the corner. So fourth kickoff, I go for boost. I see the ball go out to center, and I get a clear into the corner. I misread that bounce, and my teammate is way too far pushed up, and we end up getting scored on. This is an example of poor decision making. So when you're unsure if you're going to lose ball control, you should never be creeping up. He can see that I'm up here, and there's not a third teammate. There's nobody behind him. If he were to hit the ball anywhere, and they were to get any kind of save, the same thing would have happened. So he should have been wandering around just seeing what would happen with the ball. I find that a lot of gold players just don't have the patience or the game sense. They understand the basics of the game, and they know how to hit the ball, but they seem to just want to go 100% or nothing at all. If you can learn how to be patient, you could definitely get out of gold a lot quicker, because people just rush the ball at any chance they get. They just want to score goals. They don't really have the situational awareness. As you get to the higher ranks, a lot of Rocket League is about reading your teammates and reading your opponents and where they're going to hit the ball. And you also need to adjust your play style and know when to go aggressive and when to be more defensive depending on your teammate. The next 40 seconds or so were kind of boring. It was a lot of back and forth and nothing really interesting happened. Right here, my teammate clears the ball up the field, tries to make a solo play. I end up getting a block, and then I tried to chip it in the net there. I end up just seeing my teammate come up behind me. I could hear the audio cue from his boost, so I knew that he was creeping up and he was going to try and score. So it looks like the other team is starting to panic a little bit. We're starting to take a lot of shots on goal. The best thing to do in these situations is to be patient. You'll notice that Luke is already challenging the ball, and he already got blocked. He should have already been slamming on his brakes there. He knew that the ball was going to bounce out to center, so he could have sat back more, been a little more patient, and got a better save. You don't have to be aggressive 24/7, and it's not good to be passive either, but when you're getting bombarded with shots, it's really, really easy to get scored on when you're just flying around trying to hit the ball and panicking. So we win the sixth kickoff? Yeah. And right now I'm just trying to keep possession as much as possible. Just trying to hit it around them. Trying not to let them hit the ball at all. Trying to keep it in their zone. If you notice your teammates' rotations are really tight, there is no need to hang back. You should be trying to keep the ball in their zone as much as possible. And that'll cause them a lot of confusion and panic. Only thing to be aware of is when your teammate's rotating to get boost and when you're losing possession. So when the ball hits the ground here, you're going to notice my teammate in the corner. He's being very patient and waiting until they pop the ball up. That's what I mean by being patient. You should be playing the game much more reactionary. Always try to read what your teammates and what your opponents are doing before you go to hit the ball. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe as usual. And if you would like a replay analyzed, send me an email at yaboyswanks@gmail.com. And as always, see you in the next video.